In this series, Squishies compete to be the top chef, and you vote on the community tab for who created the best food. Previously on Squishy Top Chef Makeover, you voted and Coco and Bubbles are moving on to the finale. You voted and Sid is moving on to the finale. You voted and Edgy Hedgy is moving on to the finale. But who will win it all? The choice is up to you.
It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling.
For today's video, we are finally completing Season 2 of Squishy Top Chef Makeover! Your plaintive wails have finally been heard. I have seen many comments begging for the last episode of Season 2, and you know what, that's fair. We did not finish Season 2, and I think it's only right that we get this going. In a battle... Oh, hold on, wait, this is how we started. In a battle between squishies and baking, there can only be one top chef. Reigning all the way from the 1980s, this hedgehog is a mother of a little Harriet. Edgy is a very loving and compassionate mother that likes to poke her child. There, Harriet. To edge out the competition, Edgy will be customizing this weird chocolate bar. I don't know, it's kind of creepy. Squish value on this, I would say maybe a 5 or a 4. It's kind of squishy, but not really. The eyes on this are horrifying. There's something about it that's just haunting. I do really love the little hearts that are on the chocolate bars. Those are adorable. The arms and the legs, just why? I feel like they might have to go. But before I decide, the first thing I'm doing is quickly sanding down this squishy. I'm also trimming off any of the seams that are sticking out on the squishy. And now, it's time to finally cut off the arms and the legs. I just had to do it. I didn't like them. The legs, I feel like, are gonna be useful for another squishy in a different video. I'm just gonna save those. After I had cut all of those limbs off, I had to even out the foam, so I just like cut some tiny slices off. Ah, here we are, a legless chocolate, as God intended. I'm taking out my white matte paint and giving a nice white base coat to this dark chocolate squishy. Oh my gosh, dark chocolate is just delicious. This is gonna change into not dark chocolate, but I could go for some dark chocolate right now. I took out some puffy paint and covered up those scars that we have from chopping off all his limbs. Oops. That's done, everything is smooth and it's like the surgery never happened. I'm dipping into some tan, and we're going to paint the wrapper a tan color. It is the same tan color that the Edgy Hedgy has on her. Speaking of her, I do have one thing I'd like to clear up. Edgy Hedgy is a girl. She's a mother of Harriet, obviously. I just messed that up a few times. Sorry. Edgy has a lot of colors on her back, so I did recreate each of the colors, mix them together, and we're going to use that on the chocolate part of this chocolate bar. I am attempting to create an ombre here. Just go easy on me. Things are looking a little bit off, a little wonky, but after I get the colors down and work with it, I did a few coats, and then things start to come together a little better. My concept here is to have a magical chocolate bar. The Edgy Hedgy is a magical wish hog that makes all of your dreams come true, and this chocolate bar allows you to make a wish. You take a bite, you make a wish, and it almost always comes true. Guaranteed or your money back. This next scene is a little blurry because I tried to finick with the settings on my camera. Someone complained about lighting being bad, and I was like, yeah, you know what, that's fair. My lighting is not the best. I am a one-woman show, and sometimes things don't look so great. So I was like, let me try to change the setting on my camera. Maybe that'll pick up the light better, and it made everything blurry. I am so sorry. The good news is I realized it was blurry very quickly and changed the setting back, so now it's clear again. I'm filling in each of the little hearts with white, and I'm also using that same white color to create highlights on the chocolate drips down at the bottom. I tried really hard to not overdo it on the white highlights this time. I know I have a tendency to kind of go overboard with highlights, so I held myself back. Since this is a chocolate bar that the Edgy Hedgy will be presumably selling alongside her energy drink, I have added her logo to the front of the wrapper. I've also added my bee for Bella signature. I attempted to do a before and after, but the chocolate bar wouldn't stand up in the before shot, so then I just spun it around laying down, and then the after shot is standing. So here we have a side-by-side comparison. I like the after way more. The Edgy Hedgy is very proud of her work, and she is giving it one last set of magical pokes before... Okay, that's enough of the poking, though. We're done with the poking. Before entering into the judge's room, Edgy Hedgy, tell us about your dish. Oh my gosh, are you okay? That looks so magical. Oh my gosh, delicious. Wow. The judges are excited to test it out. Lewis, your thoughts? You can't wish for more wishes, but that was a great review. Edgy, good luck in the polls. Hailing all the way from your own backyard barbecue, Sid is our favorite hot dog themed squishy. He's heading into... Sid, it's to the right. You gotta keep going. Yep, okay. Sid has decided to paint on this piece of bed? I see what you did there, Sid, because a piece of bread is like a bed. This squishy is, well, it would be squishy if it was thicker. It's just so thin that, like, there's nothing to really squish. It's a piece of bread, it's kind of plain, and Sid really decided to paint this because he is in a hot dog bun. He likes bread, obviously, so he's going to be painting a fancy piece of bread. There is a debate going on around Sid and his identity. Is he a dog or is he a bunny? I'm actually going to create a poll on this because it's pretty divisive if you watch the video. He was originally a bunny, and then I painted him as a hot dog, and everyone was like, no, he should have been a hot dog bunny. Honestly, I can see both sides of this, a hot dog and a hot dog bunny. I will be making a poll later this week, and you guys can decide, is Sid a dog or a bunny? Back to the bread. As you can see, I'm painting this, and as I was painting it, I was like, you know what? This would be a little bit more fun if we made it French toast. Now, I know French toast and hot dogs, they don't really go together, but color-wise, it is totally on brand for Sid. And you know what? Sid is free to eat more than just hot dogs. I don't want to limit him in that way, all right? After I had finished Frenching the toast, i.e. putting all of the cinnamon on it, I added a blob of syrup in the center. I also found this tiny square squishy that looks like a pad of butter. I don't know if that's actually a pad of butter, but we're gonna make it into one. I painted it this nice margarine butter color. I don't really like margarine, but that's the color I went with, and then I stuck it onto the French toast. After I did that, I realized, oh my gosh, this is way too big, so then I cut it into a smaller square, stuck it back on, and that looks way better. I added some highlights to the syrup, and here we have the before and the after for our bread. Bread that is now French toast. Honestly, I am extremely happy with this. I feel like the bread actually looks somewhat realistic, and I'm a little shocked. Sid has completed his dish, and he's ready to move into the judge's room. Sid, tell us a little bit about your dish. Oh my, you're hitting Lewis. Oh, it looks like French toast. Please stop licking your dish. The judges need to have some. Okay. Simmons, your thoughts? Rave reviews from the judges, but will the votes agree? Good luck in the polls, Sid. Moving on to our next finalist, Coco and Bubbles. Coco and Bubbles were actually in season 1, and they sadly lost in the first round. But in today's episode, they have come to win. This mother-daughter duo have decided to paint on this popsicle. This ice cream bar is actually in pretty good condition. I think it's an ice cream bar, it's not a popsicle, right? It has a lot of seams around the edges that I had to sand away, as well as cut off. Once I had gotten that all prepped, I took out the white paint and gave it a nice white base coat. There's something about just watching a squishy with color turn into a blank white squishy that is just so invigorating. I just love looking at it. I'm like, yes, there's so many possibilities. I'd like to point out to you that yes, I do have a band-aid on my middle finger during this filming, and yes, it does look disgusting. This was actually a brand new band-aid, believe it or not. I had just put that on. dipping into this purple color, and I'm using that on the bottom of this ice cream bar. Cocoa and Bubbles are pastel purple and pastel teal. They're very light colors, and I decided to use darker versions of that on this squishy. For the ice cream bar popsicle part, I don't know what that's called, tongue depressor, I'm using this tan color, and then I'm dipping into a white color to create the whites of eyes. I know what you might be thinking, why are you adding eyes to this? There's really no reason, but if you remember last episode where Cocoa and Bubbles created a cake pop stack of koalas, there are faces on that. So I thought, you know what, let's keep going with that theme. They've already made a cake pop stack, let's make an ice cream bar that also has a koala face. Except this time, the ice cream bar is melting, so the face is also going to be melting. After adding some sprinkles to this ice cream bar, I did add some highlights, and then I took out my blue color and created a koala nose. I also felt like the eyes needed a color, so I made the eyes that blue color, and I added some glimmer sparkles to the eyes because that makes everything look cuter. Okay, our ice cream bar is done. Here we have a dramatic before and after. Here's a side-by-side of the before and after. I can't say it's like absolutely better, but I like it. It matches Cocoa and Bubbles now, at least. Into the judging room. Cocoa, Bubbles, please. The judges need to try it. Okay, Cocoa, you're kind of out of shot here. Okay, it's a little blurry. Right, that's perfect. Stay there. Tell us about your dish. Oh my god, ice cream is fun. Tula, your thoughts? A tasty review. Good luck in the polls, Cocoa and Bubbles. Here we have all 3 of the dishes that were created by today's finalists. Don't forget to go to the community tab to vote for your favorite to win it all. Sid, what are you? That was just not right. If you want to see more episodes on Top Chef, I have a playlist linked in one of these 2 boxes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!